I will not chew gum in class. I will not chew gum in class. I will not chew gum in... Oh, hey, you know what? Back in the old days when they used to make you write things on the board to punish you, and you'd have to write it 1,000 times or whatever, neuroscience would say that's not such a bad idea because it's going to embed it into your subconscious, all of that repetition. But here, on a lighter note and a more positive note, this can be really useful for us. So when we have an intention, something that we would like to do, something that we'd like to develop as a habit, here are some strategies for getting it to be embedded into your subconscious, which will then allow your subconscious to feed it back to your cognitive level so that you're much more likely of doing it. So I've got to credit Mel Robbins' podcast and her guest, Dr. Jim Doty, for inspiring this content. It really fundamentally comes from an episode on the Mel Robbins podcast. So you should check it out, and you should check out Dr. Jim Doty's book called Mind Magic. I haven't read it yet, but it's on my list. Here are the strategies. Obviously, the first thing that you need to do is actually think the intention. So whatever that intention might be. Now, if it was imposed on you like I will not chew gum in class, maybe you're not fully embracing it, but that's an example of an intention that you're stating, I will not chew gum in class. But let's say you've got something that's more positive and you want to develop a new habit. Maybe the habit is you want to drink a glass of water every morning, a big tall glass, because you know it's good for your brain. The statement, first you think it, then you write it. I will drink a glass of water every morning when I make coffee. I will drink, well, I'm not going to take all your time to watch me write that, but you write it, and then the next thing you do is you read it silently. Then you read it out loud. I will drink a glass of water every morning when I make coffee. So you write it, you read it silently, then you read it out loud, and then you take a moment to actually visualize it. And to visualize it, you want to bring yourself into a place of ease and calm, which you should be throughout this exercise, but just that nice breathing cycle we've talked about before, with a big long inhale, hold for 4 to 6 seconds, and then a big long exhale, and maybe 4 to 6 cycles of that to really be in a place of ease and calm. That parasympathetic nervous system is activated to give you full cognitive function and engagement. And you visualize. And you close your eyes and you visualize every detail of you drinking a glass of water every morning while you make coffee. You visualize yourself coming into the kitchen. You visualize yourself making the coffee. You visualize yourself taking that glass out of the cupboard and filling it with water. You visualize yourself drinking the glass. Now, you could take a drink of water and then do some stretching. You could take a drink of water and then say it out loud. I will drink a glass of water every morning when I make coffee. But this exercise is going to engage multiple sensory organs, which is going to really help to embed this intention into your subconscious, which will then circulate it back because it will become much more aware because you've brought a level of importance, they call it salience, to this intention. And that's going to bring your attention to it, and that's going to engage your cognitive function and your executive function to perform the task or the intention. Think it, write it, read it silently, read it aloud, visualize it, and then the last thing schedule it. Make sure you attach a time to it. In my statement, I said, I'm going to drink a glass of water every morning when I make coffee. So I've attached it to a time, and I've attached it to another task. And I've attached it to a task that's already a pleasing habit, which is making coffee. Now beware, because if your wife, significant other, roommate, or someone else steps in and makes the coffee, it can interfere with the whole thing, and pretty soon you've got until 10 o'clock in the morning and you're like, oh shoot, I didn't drink my glass of water this morning. So beware of that. But give this a try, and this sort of repetition, you've got to do it multiple times. You can't just think it once, write it once, read it silently, read it aloud once, visualize it once. You really need to practice this. It doesn't take long. You have complete access to it. It's no cost. So begin to practice embedding intentions into your subconscious. Let me know how it's going. As you know, I love to hear from you. Chris Little at chrislittlecoaching.com. I'm here to listen. Good luck. Let me know how it goes.